Welcome to the first ever broadcasting of Cigar News Network. My name is Mark Nicolai, and I'll be reporting.
Alexander Gonzalez reporting here as well from CNN. Not to be confused with the fake news media. We report real, authentic news surrounded by the cigar industry. Today we are here at the Cordoba Morales warehouse here in Apopka, Florida. We're going to be showcasing some highlights here of a tasting that we're having with some cigars that Z has selected for us. Right now we're smoking
an unreleased cigar.
Unreleased.
It's still in the process of being blended. So this is kind of like a first look into a new cigar that we're trying here.
Exactly.
It's San Andreas Maduro, and that's pretty much all we know about it right now.
San Andreas Maduro, it's made with Nicaraguan filler and binder. That's all he's going to tell us. But if you see a box-pressed San Andreas cigar in the near future come out with the Cordoba Morales band on there, you know that you heard it here first. So we're going to be having some guests come on and talk to us. We're going to be talking to Z himself as well. And you guys will be able to see some highlights here from the tasting. So thank you guys for tuning in to the first broadcasting of CNN, the Cigar News Network. All right, I'm here with Jared Burrows, CNN reporter. We're going to be talking a little bit about our first impressions on this new San Andreas cigar that Z is producing for us. First impressions, what do you think, Jared?
I'm almost halfway done. So far, it tastes amazing. The flavor notes are phenomenal. But, you know me, I always like darker cigars, so I'm such a fan so far.
Absolutely. It's got a bit of spice on it. Real spicy cigar, actually. I would say it's medium to full body, so nothing too overbearing. Very smooth, very good draw on here as well. The ash is holding up pretty nicely. I know Jared, as always, is just plowing right through his cigar, but that means he enjoys it.
Do you think the spice is coming from the alcohol? Because I didn't have any today, so...
Oh, really? Are you saying it's not spicy?
I don't think it is. But so far, it's pretty good.
On the retrohale, there's a bit of spice. I don't know if you retrohale at all, actually. We haven't really talked about that.
I don't.
Okay, so he's our official non-retrohaler, but I'm picking up a lot of spice on the retrohale here. But again, like Jared said, it's not too spicy, so if you're a new smoker, this actually might be a good cigar for you. Again, can't tell you much about this, but we are unreleased. Unreleased. We're going to be the first to report on it once we get some more news. Okay, we are here with Drew Woodall. He is a member of the NNC. This is the No Name Club. Tell us a little bit about what you do for NNC.
So I'm the event director, and pretty much.
And if you want to, here, hold the mic like kind of.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
So I'm the event director, and pretty much I'm in charge of the logistics. You know, setting up, breaking down each event. You know, making sure everything runs smooth when the events are going on. Kind of a little bit of an ashtray emptying type deal. You know, just making sure everybody's having a good time. You know, it's basic stuff like that.
And tell us a little bit about, for those of you that don't know, what the No Name Club is all about.
So it is a annual paid private men's club. That's the best way I can explain it. So it's just a bunch of guys. We have an Orlando and Tampa chapter. And it's just a bunch of guys getting together. You know, we have a love for cigars. And it's a bunch of, you know, most of us are high net worth individuals, so it's not just anybody and their brother, you know. We kind of cater to an elite crowd, but everybody's really cool, and we just get together, have a good time. The events are basically an excuse for us all to get together, and we can do a little bit of networking and, you know, enjoy our love of cigars, of course, and just, you know, enjoy the camaraderie, you know.
Okay, so how often do these events?
We have an event once a month. It's broken up. It's kind of staggered. So Orlando has an event every other month. Tampa has an event every other month.
Gotcha.
So it's like every other month we'll have an Orlando, every other month Tampa.
Very nice. And what cigar are you smoking here?
This is Cordoba Morales. This is the Cameroon wrapper cigar. It's fantastic. So of course I just started, as you can tell. So probably when I get to the first third, the end of the first third, I'll have a better idea. But so far it's really good.
All right, good. Thanks for being here, Drew.
Absolutely. Appreciate it.
I'm recording Alex recording me on his podcast.
This is crazy.
Yeah, it's like the Cigar Guy podcast.
The Cigar Guys podcast, yes, sir.
Yeah, the Cigar Guy meets the lawman, and we're having a podcast. So is this like an official podcast?
Yeah, so the Cigar Guys podcast we've been running since January. Been doing really good, getting a lot of traction.
tell us about the Cigar Guys.
So the Cigar Guys podcast is essentially a podcast surrounded by cigars, liquor, all that stuff. We talk about different brands. Z's been on the podcast. He talks about his brand, Cordoba Morales. Great cigar, obviously. But that's us. Everyone knows us. You gotta talk a little about yourself. What do you do?
Everyone knows you guys, which is great because you guys smoke cigars, which is like a positive thing. I'm like the bearer of bad news, like been in a car accident or arrested, unfortunately, like some of these guys yesterday came in through some sting that we had. So, you know, it's like cigars a positive thing. What we do is kind of negative until we get you off the case, off the charges, or get you some money for your car accident.
Of course. It's good news a few years later. So
yeah, that's true.
At least
It takes
you
some
get good news
time.
at
It's
some
a
point.
process. Jared, have you been on a podcast before? Yeah? Huh?
he's a co-host.
All you guys are co-hosts?
Yeah.
Come on.
We got a whole team. What do you do? So you got a podcast, you said. What's the podcast?
Yeah, it's called The Lawman's Lounge, and we have like people from all over the country come on. Obviously, we have the biggest guy in the United States, so John Morgan's been on there. But
I think
we
I've
got
heard
a bunch
of him,
of
yeah.
guys and like a lot of legal stuff, and we just do it for fun. It's kind of like you would imagine being in a little lounge with a craft cocktail, and so we get it deep into stuff. Some podcasts, we've had like head of tech companies and a bunch of stuff, and then sometimes I'll have like some hot chick who wears a G-string.
There you go.
You know,
So
she
that's
doesn't,
how
doesn't
you
wear
get
a
the viewers.
G-string in the podcast though,
Oh, okay.
but I do see.
So
her
why
at
is
the
everyone
DM
watching?
concerts. What?
Why are people watching then?
A lot of lawyers watch. That's cool. Yeah, it's kind of boring otherwise. I mean, but it's actually pretty fun. We have a good time.
Well, I'm sure it's very informative. A lot of people would listen to kind
Yeah.
of. I know too. Like people post on Instagram and TikTok about different aspects of the law.
Yeah.
And people love that. I've seen people that are engaging with it, just learning about the
We're,
law.
we're actually talking more about the business of law, kind of, and the business of law. And we usually are doing like how to market, how to bring in cases, what kind of tech you need to use, what tech stack, how do you deal with some mindset stuff, how do you do intake. It's just anything you can think about. We had a guy on today who has a 190 person firm, so large firm, definitely like a 10-figure firm, 9-figure now. And hey, so I'm supposed to be looking at this way.
You figured it out. There
Yeah, I'm a little slow. Let me take a picture of myself looking at that. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, so he came on and he talks about like leadership.
Okay.
So we did a whole thing about leadership today, and it was great. Like talk about two great principles about leadership as you're growing your company. What this guy teaches is he leads with love and grace. That's it. Keep it simple, stupid. It's brilliant. So like if he has to discipline someone, with love, with grace. If you have to let someone go, with love, with grace.
Absolutely.
So it's very simple thing to get around. So I thought it was pretty cool, and so we talked about leadership.
Very nice. And one more time, what's the podcast called?
The Lawman's Lounge.
Very nice. Very nice.
I'm actually in voice now, in character, which is really stupid. I just naturally took it over because I thought the
kicks
podcast
in,
was
yeah,
good.
exactly.
The Lawman's Lounge. But that's it. So
Check it out. Are you on YouTube or just audio?
we're just doing audio and video on Instagram. I don't, it's on Apple, Spotify,
Okay,
and the rest.
perfect.
Yeah, so it's a listening medium for, more than anything. Are
Perfect.
you on YouTube?
You're on YouTube as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Got to do the video, man.
Yeah, we do video, but we don't put it on YouTube. We just.
Videos on Instagram, though. Or is
Yes,
it-
we do video clips on Instagram.
Okay, yeah, that's-
my Instagram is Bill is the Lawman. What's yours?
The Cigar Guys.
I follow you, don't I?
I'm pretty sure you do,
If
yeah.
I don't, I'm
Instagram
fucked,
is actually
man.
Cigar Guys Podcast. Everything else is Cigar Guys.
Yeah, that's so awesome. And I love this facility, by the way.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah. I'm going to go hide in the back room.
All right, go for it, man.
Is there a back room here?
Yeah, there's a bathroom over there. So
okay.
back room, bathroom, same thing.
I'm not going to take care of myself. Thanks. Nice
Of
meeting you.
course, yeah, nice meeting you as
Again,
well.
Alex.
The floor is yours, but what I like to do is encourage people that, don't have a deep background on cigars to ask questions that you're curious about. I gave him some questions that were sent to us, to Brenda, and that he's gonna cover. So
You remember them? Well, I gotta know.
I'll look them up for you. So, and I'll ask them too, but really ask questions that you want answered, that you don't know about cigars, that you just smoke them, but you don't really know enough about them, okay? So you want to go ahead and your background.
So, born and raised in Cuba, in Tabaco cigar town. They grew tobacco there. We had a Despalillo, a couple of factories, and my grandmother used to grow tobacco since 1906. So she had, I was mentioning earlier to him, she had about 100 acres when Castro took power, and the government took everything and gave like 3 acres to this guy, 5 to this guy, left her with like 4 or 5.
Wow.
10 years later, there was no tobacco anywhere. Nobody knew what they were doing. It was a big mess. And I have an uncle in Cuba still grows and works on like about 4 or 5 acres, but it's a mess. When the communists gets a country, it's like cancer, bro.
Yes.
Destroys everything.
These come from your uncle.
No, Nicaragua. So I taken seeds from Cuba to Nicaragua, and everybody in Nicaragua, Dominican, most of the cigars around the world is Cuban seed. Yes, you do have some wrappers from Africa, wrappers from Indonesia, Sumatra, Mexico, but the one in Mexico is Cuban seed, and there is a lot of
So rappers, not singer rappers.
yeah. And then the filler too, it mostly comes from Cuba because now it's changing, but through many years, all the great knowledge and talent was in Cuba, and they came up with like different hybrids. So when you see Habano 2000, Criollo 98, all these things are developed in Cuba, and then they take them other places.